Welcome, my dear learners, to another exciting episode on Civil Tutorials. Can you like, share, and subscribe to this very channel for more updates? In today's lesson, we shall be looking at the special alternate angle and the angle properties of power lines. Now, remember that we've been able to talk about the alternate angle, but this is a special case. So, considering the diagram on the board, you can see that we have two power lines, AB, and then CD. Now, before we can solve questions on this very nature, then we have to do something about it. Now, what we are going to do to be able to apply some of the angle properties of power line is that we are going to draw an additional power line in between these two power lines. And the additional or the third power line that we are going to draw is going to pass through T. So let's draw it. So this is our additional power line drawn. So let's indicate it with the power line symbol. Good. Now after drawing the third power line, you can see that we can apply the alternate angle. Now let's denote this very side or this very angle to be x1 and then this angle to be x2. Now let's call the whole of this angle y. Good. Are you following? So let's continue. Now you can see that angle x alternate with this very angle. Can you see that? Alternate angles. Now you can also see that this very angle alternate with this very angle. Are you following? Good. Now the whole of this angle is y. So let's call this angle y1. And let's call this angle y2. Good. I guess you are following. Now we can say that angle x1 is alternate to angle y1, and we know that alternate angles are equal. Good. So we can say that angle x1 is equal to angle y1. We are using alternate angles. We can also observe from the diagram that this angle S2 alternates angle y2, and alternate angles are equal. So we can also see that angle x2 is equal to angle y2. We are still using alternate angles. Good. Now from the diagram 2, now we are saying that the whole of this angle represents y. So if we really want to find the actual value of y, what must you do? Observe it. What must we do to get the value of y? Good. I guess you were saying that we have to sum y1 and y2 to get the whole of angle y. So we can say that angle y is equal to y1 plus y2. Good. Now what if we want to get this very angle, the reflex angle t? What we are going to do is we are going to use the angle at a point, and then we are going to subtract y from 360 to get angle t. So this is the special alternate angle. If you really understand this very concept, then you can solve questions on this very nature. So let's take examples and then see how best we can apply this concept in solving questions. Very simple. So let's consider this very example. We have to find the value of x and then y. We have to find the values of x and y in the diagram. Now considering this diagram, you realize that before we can find the value of x and y, we have to apply the special alternate angle concept. And in doing that, we have to draw an additional straight line in the middle of these two power lines. Okay, so this is what we are going to do. We are going to draw an additional power line in between these power lines. So this is our two power lines. So this angle is 50 degrees, 51 degrees, and this angle is 35 degrees. So we are going to draw an additional power line. So this is an additional power line that we have drawn. Now you realize that after drawing the third power line in between the two power lines, this angle alternates with this angle. So you can see that this angle is what? 51 degrees. So we have here to be 51 degrees. And we can also see that this angle alternates with this angle. So you can see that this angle is also 35 degrees. Now the question says you have to find the values of x and y. So this is y. So the whole of this angle is y. Are you following? So you can say that our y is equal to 51 degrees plus what? 35 degrees. So our y is equal to 86 degrees. Very, very simple. Now the next one says we have to find x. So where is x? X is here. Now this angle, reflex angle, is what we are going to look for. So you can see that drawing a circle here completes, drawing an arc here completes this circle. So we are going to use an angle at a point, that is a circle. So it means that angle S plus the whole of y should give us what? 360. Good. So you can say that angle x plus angle y is equal to 360. And angle x plus angle y is what? 86 degrees is equal to 360 degrees. So we can say that our angle x is equal to 360 minus 86 degrees. And therefore, finally, our angle x is equal to 274. 274 degrees. And that is that. So when you have a diagram which is in this very form, you have to apply the special alternate angle for you to be able to find the values of the unknown angles. So let's look at the example 2. Now we have to find the value of x in the diagram below. So this is the diagram below, and we have to find the value of x. Now before we can find the value of x, we have to apply the special alternate angle property before we can find the value of this very x. Please don't ever make the mistake by saying that this angle alternate with this angle and therefore this angle is equal to this angle. Don't ever commit such mistake, because this is one of the mistakes that students commit whenever they encounter questions of this very nature. Before we can apply the alternate angle, special alternate angle concept to solve this, we have to draw an additional line, an additional power line in between these two power lines, like what we have done here. So we are going to draw an additional power line in between these two power lines. Is that clear? So let's redraw the diagram, okay? So this is a diagram that I have redrawn here. So we know that this angle is 25 degrees. And then this angle is x degrees. Good. Now let's keep this angle there because we are going to draw a line through it, okay? So let's draw the third power line. Let's use the red marker. So this is our third power like the one that we have drawn here. So from this very diagram, we said that let the whole of this angle represent what? Y. So we can let the whole of this angle represent what? Y. Are you following? So we can say that this angle is y1 and this angle is y2, like the one we did here. And looking at this, we can say that angle 25 alternate with what? Angle y1 or this very angle. And then you can see that angle S also alternates with this very angle. And we know that alternate angles are equal. So let's say that this angle is y1 and this angle is y2. Are you following? So we can say that angle y1 is equal to 25 degrees. And we are using what? Alternate angle, like the one that we did here. And we can say that angle y2 is equal to x, applying the alternate angle. Good. But we also know that before we can find y, we have to sum y1 and y2 together. Is that clear? So we can say that our y is equal to y1 plus what? Y2. The same process here. Good. Now from the question, we realize that the whole of this angle is equal to what? 64. So the whole of this angle is equal to what? 64. So we can say that y, or the whole of this angle, is equal to 64. Our y is equal to 64 degrees. Good. But from here, we said that y is equal to 25, alternate angle. So y1 is here. So we have 25 degrees plus, we don't know y2. Are you getting the clue? Now, in finding the value for y2, it becomes very simple. We can say that our y2 is equal to 64 minus 25. Are you following? So we can say that our y2 is equal to how many degrees? 39 degrees. But we have already established that y2 is equal to x. So we know that our y2 is equal to x. Therefore, our x is equal to 39 degrees. Very, very simple. So, these are a list of questions that I've prepared for you. You can pause the video, write them down, and then you try your hands on it. This brings us to the end of today's lesson. Kindly like, share, and subscribe to this very channel for more updates. See you next week. Bye bye.